We have some important news coming up soon that you won't want to miss. The main event, the Ripple v. SEC lawsuit concludes, along with the White House, a crypto symposium, and another SEC action. I believe that we will eventually overcome the present downward pressure and that the Bitcoin markets will rebound. Wait until you see the most recent case that was dropped. In my view, it was more important than Ripple v. the SEC since it involved fraud rather than just the sale of illegal securities, as the SEC claims. Without further ado, let's start with Bitcoin 84.5, which has gone green on the 24-hour chart and is up 3.75% on its own after the 24-hour period. Ethereum is now trading at $2,156, while XRP is now unwinding after tapping in the $2 line and flying all the way back to $213. Both USDT and USDC are getting close to their dollar pegs at 2%. All cryptocurrencies' market capitalization has increased by more than 3% and is aiming to break the 2.77 trillion record, which was achieved in 2020. This will enable us to hit the first significant milestone of $3 trillion, after which we might be able to keep growing. By the end of this quarter or the start of Q2, I firmly think we will receive almost $4 trillion, which would place us in a solid position for the remainder of the year. But don't worry, the bar is here. Michael Branch made this public in the statement. According to the exchange, XRP leverage trading will soon be available, allowing traders to use up to 2x leverage to profit on changes in the price of XRP. We are talking about derivatives of XRP. Going up to another exchange, Bitflyer, I believe the Bitflyer is a South Korean exchange. They will reply that 2x leverage isn't that much if my memory serves me correctly. Leverage trading for XRP will still be available though. Given how much money is made from leverage trading in futures, this is important. XRP and Ethereum are now available on Bitflyer, which previously only provided Bitcoin, the CFD, and the Japanese Jenin. According to the statement, this exchange is thrilled to have had the highest Bitcoin trading volume in Japan for 9 consecutive years. They are now using twice as much leverage on XRP and Ethereum to send this out, which is a lot of people. If you haven't already, you should start listening to Ando. We convened industry executives at the Ando Summit, it states. They declared that MasterCard, World Liberty Finance, BDO, and Stellar have joined with Ando Nexus and Ando Chain. Ando has also partnered with Chainlink and Ripple, and they just added Patrick McHenry as their vice chairman. Steer clear of real-world tokenized assets, or Ando. It's going to be important in the future. At this time, real-world tokenized assets will be the target of many of the larger money plays that will enter the Bitcoin market. I don't need to search because I believe them are now trading at around $1. How about we take it out at around 7 or 8? I'm in Ando. You're at $98 today, and I made a lot of money during the last slump. I think this is a great deal, and I think we have a decent chance of hitting around $10 this cycle. Based on a very conservative prediction, I do think it could be one of the top performers in 2025, with a potential blow-off peak of around $30 or 30x. Hey, we can't wait until spring. Dr. Fender said, I like crypto spring, so you should too. Although February is usually one of the most bullish months for cryptocurrencies, things were particularly challenging this time. The XRP reportedly fell to its lowest Fibonacci levels before recovering once more. I'm happy to see that the structure we decided upon in February is now a reality. He asserts that we have support at $1.88 and $1.91 if the higher goal is not sitting at $244, $299, and $585. There are 2 areas of support for the price, one between $164 and $174 and the other right above it between $190 and $2, as you can see from the live XRP chart I downloaded here. We are essentially in a no man's land once it is broken. This channel frequently discusses 282, which is the primary area of opposition. There is some opposition to the $299.30 that you see a lot of people discussing. A little resistance is usually present around full numbers such as $1,235 if you're attempting to break over them. Your critical level for a breakout will be between 265 and 282, so I would expect an upward push to get us there. It won't be too hard to break through, but if 282 is broken, which I hope will happen this month or early next month, I do believe there will be a significant increase, possibly reaching $4 to $5. Wait a minute here, he adds. We've essentially seen these declines before. To be more precise, we have seen this market leader about 7 times. Nothing has changed on his end, so you shouldn't worry. Look, we're going to make a big splash in relation to his ball run, I said. The time to enter is now. My rates are still reasonable and you won't want to miss what's ahead. Damn man, you'll be kicking yourself later for thinking. I had the chance to participate at these ground floor prices in March, February and March, but I chose not to since, as they say, terrified money doesn't make money. How about we give R a listen? Let's now examine these rectification phases. If you have followed me this far, you are aware that we have experienced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 20% setbacks. You may recall the terrible downturn that occurred last summer, but that's all we have to worry with. You're thinking, oh my God, it reached 110 and now it's at 80, and have forgotten about those 7 setbacks. Still, there have been 0% gains from the bottom. Since Bitcoin was still in its early adoption stage in 2017, it was more violent. Among the pullbacks, some of which were at 40%, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 3, 4, and 30%. Kids, it's just noise. This is now more like Ethereum and more like the more volatile Solana because it is still early in the cycle. There is no reason to fear because the price of Bitcoin has already dropped by 20 to 30%, 5 times. Then have a look at this. Richard Hart, the founder of Pulse Chain, was sued by the SEC for allegedly abusing investor monies for needless luxury purchases. Hart started promoting HEX in 2018, claiming that it was the first high-yield blockchain certificate of deposit and that it violated the SEC's lawsuit, according to the 2023 article. Hart then started promoting HEX tokens as a potential profitable investment. This was blatantly a Ponzi scam, Rich. The SEC was pursuing him because of this obvious fraud and scam, but guess what? The SEC recently dismissed a complaint against him, and he raised about $1 billion. The SEC is involved in a lawsuit concerning unregistered securities, and we have already made a ruling in that case. This is not a case of fraud. It is unclear why the SEC vs. Ripple lawsuit is taking so long, given that XRP is not a security in and of itself. I think they want the announcement to be made by the recently hired department head when he officially takes over. To put it another way, the SEC's appearance shifts and they start acting more like the bully than the villain. That will be the trigger that initiates the future bull run, in my opinion. The only case left is the Kraken case, which I believe will probably be dropped the next week. After then, Ripple V's section is just a question of timing, thus I believe they are purposefully holding off on declaring this lawsuit dismissed until the very last minute. I think it would be better to dismiss the case when the markets are rising as opposed to when they are falling. Additionally, the first ever cryptocurrency symposium hosted by the White House is rapidly approaching on March 7th. We might find out that Ripple v. SEC will be dropped in March. During a crypto summit, what do you think a pro-crypto president does? They will discuss how we know meme coins won't be listed as securities and how the SEC is dismissing all but 2 of these lawsuits. Since Kraken joined Ripple, we now conduct a summit every Friday to discuss cryptocurrencies, founders' ideas, and innovation. The U.S. market is very bullish, so keep an eye out because something significant is about to happen. Trump is taking Bitcoin very seriously and is setting the standard. I'm monitoring this, and as soon as I learn more, I'll be sharing my thoughts on the show. Return often,